Are introverts really as bad in public speaking as we make them out to be? Nowadays, we tend to look over the actual abilities of introverts. With this chain of thought, we tend to think that introverts are incapable of speaking publicly and voicing their opinions. This ideology gets trapped in the minds of introverts, making them believe that they're in fact incapable of public speaking.
This was me 3 years ago, an 11-year-old boy who was chosen to give a speech. The natural reaction from my peers, some were surprised and confused, and some were even angry to why I was chosen. I won't deny all that was on my mind was stress and the fact that I did not believe that I could give a speech properly. However, the reaction from my peers did nothing but make the situation worse. Looking back at this, it just shows me how much people had misinterpreted introverts. The truth is, if introverts were to be looked at from another angle, society would realize that they can actually become great public speakers.
As Michelle Chung once said, introverts are word economists living in a society suffering from verbal diarrhea. What she really means by this is that introverts choose the words wisely, while they're surrounded by others who talk way too much. Now, we do understand that public speaking isn't the easiest thing to do. In fact, there are people who choose death over public speaking. But the reality is that introverts are in fact capable of delivering a great speech.
Currently, the perception of introverts is damaging our society, but not allowing everyone to express their opinions on any given topic due to our mindset. We should be able to see more introverts sharing and speaking rather than stereotyping them and not allowing them to do so. People misinterpret introverts' ability because of their anxiety. Factually speaking, this type of public speaking anxiety is known as glossophobia.
Nowadays, the idea of glossophobia leads to introverts being stereotyped as bad public speakers. It's not bad to be an introvert, therefore, it shouldn't be frowned upon for introverts to be given a chance to speak. People assume that glossophobia directly leads to introverts being bad public speakers, but this isn't necessarily true. Today, 70% of the world population is affected by glossophobia. We've all heard of the famous role models like Elon Musk, Albert Einstein, and Barack Obama. These people are truly capable of delivering a great speech, as we all know.
On the other hand, these well-credited public speakers have once been considered introverts, and some have even had glossophobia. This completely contradicts the fact that introverts cannot deliver a good speech because of this public speaking anxiety. Now, we're here to show you why introverts can actually deliver a good speech regardless of their lack of interaction. Before this, listen to what Mr. Dhananjaya, a well-credited public speaker, says in an interview. When you look at introverts, they tend to be a bit more empathetic. He also mentions, when you look at extroverts, they tend to project. But some extroverts project too much, and they block out the audience. It becomes all about them. Introverts structure content in a way that draws energy of the audience. Mr. Dhananjaya, a world-class champion public speaker, believes that introverts have the ability to deliver an outstanding speech.
Moving on, if we were to look at methods on how introverts are able to create a great speech, we'd find a variety of intriguing ways of going about it. Firstly, introverts have a powerful ability, the ability to listen. These listening skills are extremely evident in introverts and allows them to create a great speech. By being good listeners, introverts are able to gather a variety of opinions and thoughts and ideas, and this allows them to project the best solution. Furthermore, introverts take what they have heard and they understand it. They manage to analyze and interpret it and truly understand its meaning and how it can be used in their speech. This results in a well-rounded speech with solid ideas.
Next, if we truly look at what an introvert does, we'd find that they spend most of their time alone. Now, this may come off as a disadvantage, but in fact, it is extremely beneficial, as it allows the speaker to become more prepared. How successful one's speech is dependent on the amount of time taken to prepare it, being able to put true time and effort into it. Knowing a few introverts ourselves, we can genuinely say that they enjoy spending their time alone. This can be reflected in their work. Introverts can use this time to greatly refine, improve, and build upon their speech. Time is never wasted, but is only used as a tool to become better. Not to mention, introverts are usually the ones who listen. They're usually the ones who are part of the audience in a speech. Giving a speech relies on the audience being satisfied with what you're actually talking about.
Introverts know exactly what it is to be good listeners and specifically what the audience wants to hear. This gives introverts a perk. It's like being able to know exactly what you have to do to be able to perform well. Lastly, we do know that public speaking does not rely solely on bravery. Hence, this is why all extroverts do not strive. In fact, it's a technique that differentiates between a good public speaker and a bad one, and introverts are able to rely on their technique when they're giving a speech. Obviously, there are many simple techniques that can be perfected that allow the speaker to become more calm and relaxed when they're delivering their speech. Introverts are able to key into these techniques by practicing them for long periods of time. This is, again, due to their surplus of time spent alone. This time should be used for introverts to learn how to deliver their speech more effectively.
In general, these methods are extremely beneficial towards introverts and can really show how they can deliver a good speech regardless of their lack of interaction. In all honesty, we do believe that if people were to perceive introverts as capable in speaking and not stereotyping them, they would not have the bizarre notion that they are unable to do so and will always have this public speaking anxiety with them. If introverts were to be perceived differently, in the manner that they should be, they would be less anxious, much more confident, and feel less attacked by extroverts and other people.
Society should never be unwilling to new ideas, and by encouraging the spread of introverts through public speaking, it will give us a whole new take on ideas, thoughts, and a whole new range of ways to go about things. Introverts can bring a new spin on knowledge and help us develop as a society through public speaking. We believe that there shouldn't be a restriction between who can speak and who can't, because everybody has their own ideas. We're here to tell introverts that they shouldn't restrict themselves because of all the stereotypes and what other people think of them. And we're here to tell those people that they shouldn't be unwilling to new ideas.
Us, as a society, should pave the path for introverts, as they truly have the potential to deliver a good speech. But first, we must give them a chance to prove that they can. No matter who we are, no matter where we fall under in society, so long as each and every one of us are able to adjust our lenses, introverts would be contributing to the world more than ever with their ideas and their voice. Thank you.